What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? This is SARS here. Today I'm bringing you a little WildStar Online video. I've been keeping a fairly close eye on the upcoming MMOs, especially WildStar. This game looks quite interesting to me. So this video will be showcasing the top 10 reasons why I am excited for WildStar and why you should be too. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1, 40-man raids. This is something that, while challenging to put together, will be extremely rewarding in the end. I'm looking forward to this because in other games there are smaller raid groups and not much motivation for going to a larger size, while in WildStar Online you'll only be able to get the best PvE gear from doing the 40-man end content raids. And I think it'll be fun to try and tackle something on such a large scale, something that hasn't really happened for me outside of large open world bosses, which really aren't challenging whatsoever. But something like that hasn't really happened for me in quite a few years. Number 2, the path system. At first glance, the path system might look like the 4 paths are basically professions or jobs, as known in other MMOs. But these 4 paths, in a way, represent your MMO style, or rather, what you like to do specifically in an MMO. You can choose from the soldier, who is into fighting a lot, like a lot into fighting. He likes to fight stuff. Or you can be a scientist, who likes to use his scanner bot to inspect more closely his surroundings and how to interact or use them to his advantage. You can be an explorer and explore to your heart's content, finding all sorts of goodies, say for instance at the top of that very, very tall mountain there in the distance. Or you could try and beat the fastest time on a challenging jump puzzle. And then there's the settler. He can build buildings, he can create mounts, he can create quest givers or places that give you buffs. Seems kind of similar to an engineer type of deal there. Number 3, action combat. Coming from World of Warcraft and other similar MMOs that rely simply on tab targeting for your spells and abilities that automatically hone in on the target as long as they're in range. The action combat of WildStar looks refreshing and fun. Being able to dodge abilities as well as having to be mindful of how and where you are placing your spells will make the combat much more interesting and rewarding. Number 4, adventures. A Carbine Studios employee stated that adventures are kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure experience. They are set in instance areas of the world and you group with other players to complete them. Sounds similar to WoW scenarios, but being able to control how the adventure plays out. This sounds very interesting to me as someone who cannot log on to an MMO and just quest mindlessly for hours on end. Adventures could be a nice way to mix things up a bit. Number 5, war plots. War plots are 20 vs 20 or 40 vs 40 PvP engagements where you can build your very own battlefield. Think of it kinda like the old school Alterac Valley, but you can actually build your own terrain, walls, structures, deployable items, and you can even add a recently downed raid boss to defend your war plot. Yeah, enough said. Number 6, player housing. The sheer amount of customization that can be put into your very own house is insane, and the ability to use your house/plot to plant ingredients used to cook or mine minerals in a mine to be able to use for crafting is pretty crazy. Not to mention you can log off in your house to be able to get extra XP. You can build yourself a portal that goes to a raid content that you might be doing with an added buff. Just all kinds of crazy things you could do, not only in your house but in the surrounding player housing area, which makes it so much more than just a simple distraction and used for cosmetic fun. Number 7, the art style. Some people need to have the most realistic and fancy graphics as humanly possible to be able to enjoy a game. I, on the other hand, enjoy games that embrace something different when it comes to graphics. WildStar has a crazy sci-fi meets Wild West meets fantasy style, all done in a very cartoony way. I think a game with less realistic graphics really opens things up for the devs when it comes to designing player gear, buildings, monsters, and dungeons. And one of the things I love about MMOs is being able to make your character look really frickin' cool. Number 8, PvP Arena. I know that this is a widely debated argument, but I absolutely love Arena PvP. Those that do not, you can just skip this one or tell me that I suck in the comments below. I played WoW Arena for years, and to this day, nothing in the entirety of gaming can give me a rush quite like doing from the time the gate drops and you rush out into the arena, trying to obtain a superior position, as well as feel out your opponents and begin to formulate a plan with your fellow compatriots, to trying to set up that perfect CC chain for the kill, screaming all the while over the voice comms. Win or lose, arenas have always been the most fun I've had in any MMO. Number 9, PvP system. The ability to have access to good PvP at earlier levels is something that I love about the WildStar PvP. While arenas and war plots are for level-capped characters, during your leveling experience, it's always nice to be able to take a questing break and have some player-killing fun. The main two ways to do this are battlegrounds, which are joinable at earlier levels, and you will be placed in a bracket with similarly leveled characters and earn experience to help you level, as well as attain gear that will keep you on a similar gear level than if you were playing the PvE content / questing. And the other is World PvP. And I'm not talking about instanced World PvP with the objectives and basically like a large battleground. No, this is actual real World PvP. You can actually just roll around and kill other players. Of course, this would have to happen on a PvP server, naturally. And if that player is within a competitive level range, you are awarded experience for killing said player. So now you have an even better reason to have a gank squad rolling around. Number 10, dual roles for each class. In other MMOs, a lot of the time you can have multiple specs within a certain class, which can involve different talent trees which represent different styles of play. However, in those games, there are certain classes that are restrained to one of the 3 roles, those being tank, healer, and DPS. Now, some people do not like the 3-role system or the Holy Trinity as it is known, but I do. I think it is such an integral part of MMOs that to try and take it out takes too much of the feel from PvE content that we all know and love. Now in WildStar, every class will be able to play at least 2 of the 3 roles. Each class can be a DPS as well as being able to play the healer or tank role as well. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Also, if there's anything I missed or something you would like to disagree on, don't hesitate to put it in the comments below, and have a great day. Catch y'all later.